The next thing I want to mention to show that is that um, when we do the drawing, for example, let me go here. Let me draw a very small. So assume I come here and start from the line from the 5 and 5, and then I only draw for 10 and enter. So I have a very line here. I start from 5 and 5 and go there. If I now I go and add the dimension to that, you will see that it's going to be really gigantic. That's It's going to be much bigger than what I expect. Why is that? It's because the AutoCAD, when it comes the standard method of dimension is tweaked in to work with most cases. So it's gonna be very big for this one. But if I, for example, I start another line, and again I assume a start from let me start it right 25, and this time I'm gonna make it, for example, the 100, the length of 100. Now if I add the dimension this time uh, for that line, you will see that that dimension work very well if I have the 100 unit length. So it depends on what we are doing. Sometimes we might see that the configuration of the dimension is not proper. So let me go back to previous one here. So you might see that very big, and that's not what you wanted. So one way of doing that is that you can come here, and if you click on that, it shows you which standard is using right now. So because we chose the ISO, it's choosing the ISO drawing. Now assume I want to change any of the format in this. I can come here, click on the manage dimension style, or you can click on this arrow here. So both of them do the same thing. If I click on this arrow, or I can come here and click on manage dimension style, it's going to open windows that let me to manage the dimension. I strongly suggest do not mess with whatever you already have there. Just leave it there. If you want to make any changes, just make a new dimension and do all those changes there. Do not change the one is already there. So go there, for example, click the new, and for example, I call it my dimension, and I will start with the ISO. So it's going to copy everything from the ISO and continue there. So it will comes up here. So now I have my own dimension view and can go and change anything I want in there. So either I want to change the line style, I can change the line style here. I can change the for example, the arrows or symbol here. I can change the text style here, or I can change the way the units shows here. So for example, here you see all the units shows with 2 significant figure. I can go ahead and say, you know, I want 4 significant figure. So it's going to show you here, or I want no significant figure. So I can go and change it there here. Assume for the one I have, I want to make the text smaller. So I go ahead, click on the text, and I assume instead of 2.5, I make it 0.5. See what happens. So okay, and I close. Now I come here, choose my the dimension I already have. Come here, click on this, and choose my dimension. By choosing my dimension, it's gonna switch from the current one to one that I just created. So I look at it and I said, okay, now the value is okay, the numbers, the size of the number is okay, but still I think the size of the arrow is not okay. So again, I click on this one, I select my dimension, I select modify, and this time I go to the arrowhead, and the arrow size I change it to 0.5 and click OK, and I click close, Now you see the arrow sizes also change. So um, whenever you can go ahead, as I said here, you can go ahead in the manage dimension, you can add the new one, or you can modify the existing one in order to change the look, the way that you want the dimensions looks.